So you're entitled to lost wages, but let's say the insurance company doesn't pay it, so you have to go to court, and let's say you win, but then the insurance company appeals it, and then they appeal again, and finally after 1 or 2 or 3 years, they finally pay you, and what they should have way back when. Can you get anything for having to wait for your money? It turns out you can. Hi everyone, this is Kaplan Morrell with the Colorado law firm Kaplan Morrell. We've been helping injured and disabled workers and their families get the benefits they deserve for work injuries. And if this video helps you, be sure to hit like and subscribe and comment below. We'd love for you to become part of our online community. In this video, we're going to discuss one of the least understood and frankly one of the least paid out benefits in workers' compensation, which depending on the case can be big, really big. So Colorado law basically says that an insurance company has to pay interest at the rate of 8% per year on any sums of money that they should have paid out when they didn't. Now, as of at least when I'm filming this, if you can get 8% on your money, that's huge. That's almost even better than the market. I don't think you can find anywhere where you can get 8% interest on your money. So it's a huge benefit, and it does, to some degree, make up some of the pain and difficulty you may have had when you had to wait for your benefits. So I'm going to give you 2 examples where interest can really make a difference, and that is back due wage loss and back due impairment benefits. So let's talk about wage loss. If you've been injured on the job, you are off work because of your injury, but for some reason the insurance company doesn't want to pay lost wages. So for example, they're denying the claim, or they think that you were at fault for your termination and you have to go to court. And by the time you get to a hearing in a workers' compensation case, it can be 3 to 6 months after you filed the paper to go to hearing, okay? So you're looking at maybe having to wait 6 months, 8 months, even a full year before you get to a hearing. And even then, if the judge rules in your favor, that order isn't going to come down for maybe another 30 days. And even then, the insurance company has 20 days to either pay it or they can appeal it. And if they appeal it, well, you can add on another year, frankly. And so it could be a year to a year and a half before you get your wage loss benefits. And insurance companies would love to go, okay, well, here you go. We owed you, let's say, $20,000. Here's your $20,000, even though it's been a year and a half. And no, you are also entitled to interest. And for example, 8% interest on $20,000 could be, close to about $1,600 for the year. $1,600 for the year. And so that's real money. That's substantial compensation for the fact that you had to wait for your benefits. Now, if you end up having had to have borrowed money to live off of while you were waiting to go to court, while you were litigating, obviously that can kind of eat away at it. But that's a big, big issue that unfortunately insurance companies don't automatically pay out, and so it helps to have a lawyer to make sure that it's done. Second example, and far more common, is what's called back due impairment or permanent partial disability ratings. And we've got lots of videos on what that means: permanent partial disability, permanent impairment, etc. But basically it's money that you get once you're placed at maximum medical improvement for loss of body function. And often it can be challenged, or it can take a long time to get that money admitted to. So there's a few examples. Like, for example, let's say the doctor places you at MMI in January, but for some reason the paperwork isn't completed, the forms aren't filled out, the worksheets aren't completed, and the insurance company doesn't admit for that impairment rating until 6 months later. Again, same thing. They should have started paying that money back when you were placed at maximum medical improvement, and they didn't for 6 months. You can get and should get interest on that 6 months you had to wait. Another classic example that I see is, let's say you are treating for a work injury. The doctor, the company doctor, places you at maximum medical improvement and says, okay, that's it, you're cured 100%, goodbye. you disagree, you go to what's called a division independent medical exam with a doctor selected by the state of Colorado. That doctor says you do have an impairment rating, let's say it's 10%, and that's worth, in your case, let's say $30,000. Well, it's now been a year and a half, let's say, since you originally placed at MMI. The division IME doctors agreed with that date of MMI. They've just disagreed with the impairment rating. Insurance company goes, here's your impairment rating money, and we don't have to pay interest because we didn't know what your impairment rating was until the division IME doctor said it was. So we don't owe interest from the date of MMI. And a good lawyer, especially a lawyer if you hire us, is going to say, no, that's due from the date of maximum medical improvement. And here's the reason why. Disputes and questions about cases are going to happen, and sometimes insurance companies reasonably delay paying benefits while they investigate. And that's perfectly fine. But meanwhile, you needed the benefits and you have been deprived of the benefits. And there's a big difference between getting that $1,000 back in January when you were off work versus getting that $1,000 6 months later. You've been denied a loss of use of money for 6 months. You should get interest. As always, these things can be complicated because there's also a provision, I've seen it used once, where the insurance company is able to avoid paying interest if they request the director to give them a pass on it. So it's really important that you get an attorney. If you or someone you love needs help with a work injury, let them know that they can talk with us. Our initial consults are free, and we only charge a contingent fee if we win benefits for our clients. Call us, text us, go to our website. Our consultations are free, confidential. They'll give you peace of mind when you know your rights. And with that, thank you for spending part of your day with me.